My daughter's missing. I guess she never made it to school this morning.
How old's your daughter?
She's 10.
Okay. What's your daughter's name?
Jessica Ridgeway.
She's my rock. She's all of our, the bright voice of my little girl. She needs to come home.
And a father.
I try to stay positive about it, but yeah, it's hard. I just want to find my daughter.
I watch her walk out the door, and I shut the door, and that's the last time I saw her, and I want to come walking back through that door. That is not ever anything I want. Any parents.
Response team unit, they were inside this home much of the afternoon for about 2 hours. They've since left, but they first arrived not even 10 minutes after the Ridgeway family left the home. This FBI evidence response team on standby, soon putting on gloves, covering their shoes, then walking in the front door, inside, outside, looking for any sign of Jessica.
Late Wednesday night, police announced a body had been found near a park in the Denver suburb of Arvada. At this point, they won't officially confirm it is 10-year-old Jessica Ridgeway, but multiple police sources tell ABC News they believe it is the girl's body.
6 miles from Jessica's home, maintenance workers found a heavy bag on the side of the road. They didn't.
So you were out, for a better word, hunting?
Yeah, that's the only word I can think of.
She left home on a cold October morning, wearing a winter jacket and carrying her school backpack. It was a walk she had taken before, a short one, a familiar one, 5 minutes. That's all it should have taken. But that morning, she never arrived. What police didn't understand at first was that the most important detail had already been lost. Not a witness, not a suspect, but time. By the time anyone realized what was happening, the timeline had already collapsed. This is the case of Jessica Ridgeway. Welcome to True Crime Stories. Here we examine real cases, real timelines, and the quiet moments where everything changed. Westminster, Colorado sits between Denver and Boulder. It's suburban, quiet, designed for families, tree-lined streets, small neighborhood parks, elementary schools close enough for children to walk. This is the kind of place where routine feels safe, and for years nothing happened to challenge that belief. Jessica Ridgeway was 10 years old and lived here with her mother, her grandmother, and her aunt. Her parents were separated, but both remained involved in her life. Despite distance and custody challenges, Jessica was deeply loved by both of them. At school, she stood out in a quiet way. Teachers described her as reliable, kind, and eager to participate. She was rarely late, almost never absent.
I want to show you this little girl's picture, Jessica Ridgeway. She never made it to school, and right away the school called the little girl's mother. The mom works nights, so she didn't get the message until much later in the day, and that's what's bringing us to where we are right now. A massive search taking place. Right now, police, along with the CBI, have issued an Amber Alert, and the reason is this. It's because of the amount of time that has passed since she was last seen.
At least 50 police officers, including the FBI, are searching right now.
When we start with an 8-hour delay or a delay as substantial as this, the distance that she could have wandered, even on her own, just gets huge.
Police say Jessica's father, who lives out of state, is in a custody battle with Jessica's mother. They do not believe Jessica is with him, but are not ruling anyone out.
We don't have a person of interest, and we're going to look at every angle.
Nothing like this has really ever happened. It's always surprising when something happens here.
So as you can hear from that interview, this is a very serious situation. Normally Jessica meets some friends at a park, which is just about 3 blocks from her home. Then the entire group walks to Witt Elementary. The girls that she usually walks with have been interviewed. They did not see her today, but at such a young age, as of 10 years old, they just did not think much of it. Again, we do want to show the picture of Jessica Ridgeway, 10 years old. old, 4'10" in height with shoulder blonde hair. She has blue eyes. She is wearing a winter jacket, I'm told, a black puffy jacket, but with weather like this, it's still of concern. Again, search is taking place across Westminster. In fact, if you are concerned, you would like to help, you can come here to the Westview Recreation Center. We're at the intersection of 108 and Oak, again, in Westminster. Teresa.
Recently, Jessica had asked her mother for something simple, an alarm clock. She wanted to wake up on her own, get ready by herself. She wanted to grow up. No one knew that independence would place her alone on a familiar path that morning. Friday, October 5th, 2012. Jessica woke up around 7:45 a.m. She watched some TV, ate breakfast, changed into her clothes for school. The weather was cold, so she put on a warm jacket. Her mother helped peel an orange for her to take along. Nothing felt rushed. Nothing felt strange. Jessica said goodbye. Her mother watched her walk out the door and closed it behind her. That was the last time she ever saw her daughter. Jessica's plan was simple: walk to Chelsea Park, meet friends, walk to school together. A routine that had worked dozens of times before. 5 minutes. Her friends waited. Jessica never showed up. At first, they didn't panic. Children trust routine. They assume it will correct itself. Maybe she was running late. Maybe she took another path, so they went to school. Jessica wasn't there. At Witt Elementary School, attendance was taken. Jessica's seat was empty. Staff tried calling home. No answer. They left a voicemail. What they didn't know was that Jessica's mother worked overnight shifts. After walking her daughter out that morning, she had gone straight to bed. Hours passed. This is where the case quietly changed direction. By the time Jessica's mother woke up and checked her phone, it was already late afternoon. She listened to the voicemail. At first, confusion. There had to be a mistake. Jessica never missed school. She grabbed her keys and started searching immediately. She drove the route Jessica would have taken. Stopped at the park, went to the school, visited friends' homes. No one had seen her. No one knew anything. That's when confusion turned into certainty. She called the police, and in that moment, officers realized something terrifying. Jessica hadn't been missing for minutes. She had been missing all day. Volunteers poured into the neighborhood. Police searched parks, trails, open fields, backyards. Firefighters brought in thermal imaging equipment. Helicopters were requested, but weather conditions made flying dangerous.
We're using every resource we have. We're trying to use air or helicopters that have equipment that can search in the dark. Unfortunately, the weather has grounded those, so we're not able to use that tool. We've brought our fire department in, who has equipment that sees in the dark, thermal imaging equipment, so they're out searching with that. Over 400 faculty and every parent that has a student attending Witt Elementary has received the notification that Jessica is missing.
When the sun comes up, police say they will be bringing in even more people to help search for Jessica. They're also hoping for a break in the weather so they can get helicopters up to search from the sky.
Parents didn't sleep. Investigators reviewed possibilities. Jessica didn't fit a runaway profile. She loved school. She followed routines. She was cautious. That left the possibility no parent wants to imagine: a stranger. Days later, something surfaced miles away. Personal items believed to belong to Jessica were found in another subdivision. A backpack, other belongings. For her family, it felt like hope, because it suggested movement. For investigators, it suggested control. Someone had taken her and moved her deliberately. Soon after, authorities located human remains near a park in a neighboring area. The search was over. The investigation was just beginning. Detectives began looking backward. Months earlier, a jogger had been attacked near the same area. The method suggested planning. The victim escaped. Forensic evidence linked the two cases. This wasn't random. This was escalation. Police warned the community to watch for behavioral changes, anything unusual, anything out of character. Because predators rarely announce themselves, they blend in. The break in the case came unexpectedly. A teenager in the neighborhood confessed.
Hi, this is Molly at Westminster Police. Can I help you? Hi, I need you to come to my house. My son wants to turn himself in for the Jessica Ridgeway murder. Can you tell me exactly what he said? That he did it, and he gave me details, and her remains are in my house. Did you see them? No. Is he there with you? Yes. Is he cooperative? Yes. What is your son's name? Austin Sig. Okay, I understand that you're probably, feeling pretty crappy right now, but I want you to know that you did the right thing by calling. He did it. He just wanted me to call. He is turning himself in. Okay, do you think that he's going to be cooperative with the officers? Absolutely. Okay. Do you think that Austin would talk to me? Will you talk to him? Yeah, hold on. Okay. Hello? Is this Austin?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Austin. This is Molly at the Westminster Police Department.
Hi.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on right now, or how you're feeling, or how did this come about?
I don't exactly get why you're asking these questions. I murdered Jessica Ridgeway.
Okay.
I have proof that I did it. There is no other question. You just have to send a squad car, something down here, and I will answer all the questions that you want to ask, or anyone wants to ask of me as soon as you gotta get down here.
Okay. Have you committed any crimes like this before? Do you have a criminal history of any sort?
The only other thing that I have done that before this was the Kettner Lake incident where the woman got attacked. That was me.
Ma'am, I understand you want to call your husband, and I'm sorry, but I would like to keep you guys on the phone just until the officers get a little bit closer.
Well, how far are they?
They're going to be there in just a few minutes. Is Austin still there with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't let him out of my sight.
Okay. Has Austin been diagnosed with any mental health issues? Does he see a counselor or take any medications?
He saw a counselor years ago for porn.
Okay.
I can't breathe.
Take some deep breaths for me. Do you want me to start you an ambulance?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, what just happened?
I opened the window.
What's that?
I just opened the window.
Okay.
I need air.
Okay. Mindy, take a couple deep breaths for me, okay? You tell me when the officers get there. They're coming to your front door. Okay?
I don't see him. I don't see him yet.
You don't see them?
No.
Is Austin okay with you right now?
Yeah, he's just getting really anxious, and so am I.
Okay.
They're here. They're coming up.
They're coming up to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the plainclothes officers and their badges?
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, I'll let you go speak with them, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
And 19 days after Jessica Ridgeway disappeared, Austin ended up at the police station. He confessed that he had tried to abduct the jogger using homemade chloroform, and when the woman managed to escape, that didn't stop him at all. If anything, it did the opposite. He said it made him rethink his next move. He felt like he needed a smaller victim, someone he could overpower more easily. You know, when police asked him what he would have done if the attack on the jogger had been successful, he answered without hesitation. He said he probably would have done the same thing to her that he did to Jessica.
So you were out, for a better word, hunting?
Yeah, that's the only word I can think of.
And did you know Jessica?
No.
Had you ever seen her before?
To his mother, and she made a decision no parent should ever face. She called police. She turned him in. Investigators recovered evidence and confirmed his involvement. Jessica had not survived the day she disappeared. Because the suspect was a minor at the time, the legal process was complex, but the evidence was overwhelming. He later pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including first-degree murder and kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison, ensuring he would never be released. Jessica Ridgway's story is not remembered because of how it ended, but because of how normal it began. A short walk, a routine morning, an assumption that tomorrow would be the same. This case reminds us how fragile routine can be, and how quickly ordinary life can change. Thank you for watching True Crime Stories.